A thought is a thought is a thought is a thought. You might be able to take the thought out the streets, but you can't take the streets out the thought. J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez have just broken up. Bing, bang, boom. It's not that I'm happy per se. It's just that I hate to say I told you so. And I told you so. Been talking shit about her forever, along with all the other thoughts, all the other fucking divas out there who are telling young girls it's okay to be a skank in every music video they make. Every time they fucking shake their little thought asses, whether it's in the Super Bowl or wherever the fuck on stage. They're all thoughts, man. If you really dig into their frickin' their closet, if you really go look at the shit that they do, can't stay married, jump from guy to guy, typical thought. For me, it's a little personal because J-Lo is my generation, which is late 90s when I was coming up in high school. And I saw the effects firsthand of what her music did to these young girls. Feminists will call it empowering, right? It's empowering. Your sexuality is empowering. No, it's dangerous is what it is. And lo and behold, she can't pair bond. She had Mark Anthony, which was a perfectly good dude. And she monkey branched from him, traded him in, and got a newer model, A-Rod, who was on steroids forever, which I don't give a whole much of a rat's ass about steroids either way. I mean, they're all on it. Why don't they just all get on it? You know, all the athletes, or at least just admit it. They're all on it anyway. Some of them get caught, like A-Rod and Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds, blah blah. I don't give a shit. Hit some homers. What the fuck do I care? Like, I really don't care about steroids. But point is, he was a more alpha dude than Mark Anthony, who was this smooth little skinny Cuban or whatever he is. I mean, I don't mean to offend anyone, but Puerto Rican, whatever he is, Dominican, whatever. Who actually I kind of liked Mark. I thought he was a decent actor. But yeah, she traded him in for Alex Rodriguez, and now look, karma, bitch. And her Super Bowl performance was fucking abhorrent. You know, I mean, kids are watching that shit, you know? And she's up there like a stripper, her and Shakira. Is it any wonder that these women can't keep a man? Is it any wonder that they're frickin' jumping from guy to guy, divorce here, infidelity there? Come on, bro. Let me look up the reason why they got divorced, or why they're splitting. Were they even married? I don't fucking know. I don't follow these people that much. But again, if you do a little searching, you'll find the truth. Oh, I guess they weren't even married. They had a 2-year engagement, and they called it off. Yeah, no shit. I'm sure neither of them were faithful. And they call them a power couple. This is people.com. The Latino power couple called off their engagement after 2 years being together. This has been a long time coming. They are tied in their business world, so it's not a cut and dry breakup. It's taken a while for them to even think about untangling it all. What a fucking retarded world we live in, man. I guess he's Dominican. One of them are Dominican. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, anyway. This guy. They got engaged in the Bahamas in 2019 after dating for 2 years. So they've been together since 2017. Before that, she was with Mark Anthony. And it's the same thing with, what's her name, Megan Fox. She traded in Brian Austin Green for a younger better looking, MGK. Not that I'm judging guys' looks or anything, but I'm assuming that he's better looking because of the girls go crazy over him. And soon enough, MGK will cheat on her, and she'll be old and past her prime. J-Lo already has all kinds of cracks and creaks, at 51. She's starting to look her age, right? So, what's the lesson to learn here, man? Obviously, don't get married. Obviously, don't cohabit. Don't get in a relationship because these women ain't loyal. They're solipsistic. They're selfish. They can't see the bigger picture. They will not sacrifice for a man. They do not love their men. They will leave you if an opportunity gets better, and they don't give a shit. It's not about love, man. It's not about fidelity. Not about monogamy. Not about making something work. Not because it's beneficial financially or because you're a star and he's a star or whatever. This whole power couple term, that shit needs to die. Because they're influencing people. I can be broke on my own. I need somebody who's ambitious like me. All right, well, how's that working out for you, J-Lo? Thought you were all smooth trading in Mark Anthony. In 5 years, she's going to be just like Sharon Stone, man. Look at Sharon Stone. Go to her Instagram and look at what she's been. When these women hit the wall and they lose their looks, there's they go crazy. They go crazy. They do weird shit. Look at oh man, what's her name? What's that girl's name? Charlize Theron. Look at Charlize Theron, man. Single, turning her children into the wrong gender because it's trendy. It's child abuse, man. Charlize Theron. They hit the wall and they can't reconcile who they've become, and they just lose it, and they get wacky, and they go through these episodes of depression, and I can see that happen to J-Lo. Now, J-Lo had a lot of confidence. I remember in the 90s, late 90s, she had a lot of confidence. She was banging. She was banging hot. She was like next level hot in the 90s. And now, at 51, I mean, what do you got left of your looks? And she's taking care of herself. I'll give her that. I mean, she's slowly hitting the wall. Her ascent to the wall, or I should say descent to the wall, is very, very slow. Some women hit the wall like a ton of bricks at 25. Some women hit the wall at 30. Most hit the wall around 30 to 35, but some hit the wall at 25. If you take good care of yourself, you exercise a lot, you dance a lot like J-Lo does. I'm sure she eats the highest quality food. She takes millions of supplements, I'm sure. So she looks decent at 51. I'm not going to lie, she looks decent. But what's she going to be in 10 years? You see, this is the lesson, is that you would want somebody that you could age with. You would want somebody that... what I always preach is bottom line love. If you can find it, but women are not that way. Right? If you can find real love. Women are just not that way. But this is the lesson, is that when you hit 51 and you can't pair bond because you've been sleeping around for 30 years, and you find your quote-unquote power couple guy and it still doesn't work out, I mean, who's better looking than Alex Rodriguez? Alex Rodriguez is arguably better looking than Mark Anthony, and I know I sound gay right now for judging guys, which is something I always make fun of other guys for. What are you judging this guy's looks for? But we can be objective, I guess. I can be objective. I can get away with a little objective gayness. I mean, they're good-looking dudes. Hypothetically, I'm not like, oh yeah, I want to have sex with these guys or something. But I'm like, Latin guys are smooth. They're smooth. Women love Latin guys, and I love Latin girls. I love Latin girls, man. So hot. So these guys are top of the line, good looking. I mean, who's richer than Alex Rodriguez? He's even richer than Mark Anthony, I'm sure. Probably by like 50 million at least. So her hypergamy's in high gear. And he's good looking. And he's buff because he took steroids. Hello? I mean, she traded in for a better model. And it didn't work out. What's the lesson? The lesson is that's why you need love. That's why you shouldn't pair bond. Or excuse me, that's why you shouldn't ruin your ability to pair bond by sleeping around. And come on, you can't tell me J-Lo hasn't been banging other guys for 30 years. Hello? I mean, come on, look, go. No, I mean, I'm not saying she's not hot as hell. If you go look at her music videos, I mean, god darn. But yeah, a hot woman like that, and from my experience and from my knowledge, these Latin women have high sex drives. So she is banging, and that's what happens. It doesn't work. You're 51 now, J-Lo. You got to hang up the jersey. It's over. It's over. You're 51. How are you going to be single at 51? I mean, that's a failure. Not only that, you're a female, which means you have unlimited access to any guy you want, really. You're a hot female and you're famous. And you landed famous men consistently, extra famous men who were apex alphas in their respective fields. I remember when Mark Anthony was number one in the charts around 2004, whatever, 2005, whenever he was number one. I mean, he's been popular since the 90s. I remember seeing him in movies in the 90s. Smooth Latin dude. Alex Rodriguez is apex number. I mean, I remember when he was number one in baseball when he played for the Mariners, and then he played for the Yankees, and everyone thought he was just the shit. He was the man. He was Mr. RBI or whatever. He was pretty much guaranteed to get a base whenever he was at the bat. Then he took steroids and got buff and went through some controversy or whatever, but he's rich as fuck. And he's in better shape than Mark Anthony. He's buffer. So she got her little lust and she got her hypergamy fulfilled. But guess what? None of that is love. None of that is real love. And now you're 51 and you're aging, and in 5-10 years, you ain't going to be J-Lo no more. You're going to hit the wall, because maybe women might be able to stretch it out to 55, 60, but you're pushing it at that point. The wall is going to creep up on you like a earthquake or whatever. Like a skyscraper falling. The wall is going to hit you like a skyscraper falling on your head when you're a female and you're frickin' 61. You can't last that long. Some of them with supplements and exercise, they look good until they're 60, but that's about it. After that, you do not see attractive. I mean, it's just not what it is, man. It's not the business. Now, for the next 30 years or however long you're going to be alive until you die at 80 or whatever, you're going to be alone and miserable, and that's when you have to grow up. Now, I've said my beef with Donovan Sharp. I've said things that I didn't like about Donovan Sharp, but he said something that really was good in one of his one of his podcasts, and he said, and I can't remember where he got it from. He might have got it from Earl of Tomasi, I'm not sure, but he said women stop maturing at the age when they realize that men want to fuck them. Once they realize men want to fuck them, and they can use that as currency, or they can use that as leverage, they stop maturing. They're no longer, they just stop at that age. So this is why you have a lot of women who are 35 years old and they act like they're 16, because they stopped maturing at that age. It was all about them, all about their solipsism. And the funny thing is once they hit the wall, then they got to catch up. Then they got to go back. I mean, if they're even hip, to self-improvement, or if they're even hip to self-criticisms in order to improve, then they got to go back to when they were 16 and do it over again. Or I would say do it over again, but pick up where they left off, right, in their maturity. And some of them never even realize that's what they should do, or that's what they have to do. You have to grow as a person. If you stop growing as a person in your maturity at 15, 16, because you all of a sudden realize guys want to fuck you, and you could use that to get whatever you want in life, then you're not a mature person. This is why you should leave these women alone. Because if she has the mentality of a 16-year-old and all she's bringing to the table is sex, boy, that's an expensive, dangerous prostitute you're dating. And let me tell you that little love, they call it puppy love or whatever, that first 2 years when you first start dating someone, that wears off. When you're 5 years into the relationship, like J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez were, that's when it gets real. That's when the real person comes out. That's when you're really dealing with the real person. This is why you should never jump into a relationship. Never, ever, ever. At least wait a year before you commit, or before you really feel like you know somebody. At least a year. I've dated women for 3 or 4 years, and who they really were came out after that. Who somebody really is comes out in a crisis. Who somebody really is comes out through hardships, through suffering, when life gets real, who somebody really is. You see? And she had kids. And she had kids with Mark Anthony. 13-year-old twins. They had twins, her and Mark Anthony. And she monkey branched off of Mark Anthony onto Alex Rodriguez, and they had twins. Wow, that's crazy. And he had two daughters. Alex Rodriguez had 2 daughters. So there's 4 kids right there that are seeing divorce and seeing infidelity or whatever the hell caused the breakup. Oh yeah, right here. Speculation arose that Rodriguez had an affair after Southern Charms Madison LaCroix was accused of sleeping with a married MLB player. However, a source told People that the two had never met. It's unclear if J-Rod's split had anything to do with the LaCroix rumors. Well, somebody's being unfaithful. I mean, come on, man. And also, it's karma. There's karma involved, man. Now, again, I don't know the ins and outs of why her and Mark Anthony broke up, but come on. She monkey branched, man. Anyway, whether he cheated, I mean, it's karma. She influenced a whole generation of young women to be divas and to be thoughts. Anyway, I'm trying to read this here and get some more information, but I don't have any sympathy for these thoughts, man. I really don't. You put yourself out there like a sex object, influence millions of people, and then you get confused when a man just chooses you out of lust. Makes a lot of sense, right? And this is the result of feminism. This is the result of radical feminism. This is the result of my body, my choice. This is the result of, sex is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with sex. You can't tell me what to do with my body. You're just a man, right? This is the result. There's consequences. Like, what do you think I've been talking about? There's consequences, man. You sleep around, you can't pair bond, you sleep around, you get a guy who's a player, and then you act like he's going to be totally faithful to you. If you chase the guy that all the other girls want, some of these girls out here are smart. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to go for that alpha guy that all the other girls want. I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to land me a quiet, unassuming guy, a guy who just does his job and goes home. Some of these girls out here are smart like that. Not to say that's not manipulative, because it is. But a lot of it's a self-fulfilled prophecy with these women. They chase the alpha and then get all surprised when he cheats. They dump the Mark Anthony's of the world and chase the Alex Rodriguez's of the world because he's buff and he's better looking and he makes more money. I think he's got like 200 million or something. I'm sure Mark Anthony's worth like maybe what, 10, 20 million. Let's see. How much is Mark Anthony worth? Because I'm sure it was a hypergamy thing. Mark Anthony net worth. Mark Anthony is worth 80 million. Okay, that's pretty good. Alex Rodriguez net worth. Watch, 200 million, I bet. 350 million. As of March 2021, Alex Rodriguez has an estimated worth of around 350 million. By comparison, his ex-fiancée earns an estimated 380 million salary per year, as per Forbes, thanks to her combined income streams from acting, singing, and beauty and lifestyle brands. So they mean J-Lo. So Alex Rodriguez is worth 300 million more than her, and about 270 million more than Mark Anthony. I mean, come on. Look at Selma Hayek. She married that rich guy, that rich prince or whatever the fuck. I don't care. I've said this forever. I do not care how rich or how successful a woman is. She will always be hypergamous. Always, always, always. She will always want a guy with equal or higher status or money than her. And usually it's higher. 9 times out of 10, it's higher. Always. They're hypergamous. They want the bigger, better deal. There's no end. There's no bottom. It's unlimited depth of how much they want a man. Hypergamy. One of the things I appreciate about the rational male, Rollo Tomasi, he said, hypergamy does not care. It does not care how long you've been together. Hypergamy does not care how many great moments you've had. Hypergamy does not care how much you've overcome together. Hypergamy does not care. If she finds a bigger, better deal, she will jump onto that. 9 times out of 10, maybe 7 times out of 10. I don't know, because some girls are a little faithful. I'm not gonna throw them all under the bus. Some girls are a little faithful, maybe, but I think a lot of it is because they just haven't been presented with a better opportunity. Most of us are just in this world and we're all kind of lower middle class, whatever, and we don't really come across a lot of high class, upper class people, nor do we really have the opportunity to date or sleep with them, etc. A lot of times women, they just don't have the opportunity. If they had the opportunity, they probably would jump on it. Look at what happened with Megan Fox. You don't think that's hypergamy? She traded in Brian Austin Green, who she has kids with, for freaking 25-year-old MGK, or however the hell old he is, 28, whatever, 29. Is he even 30 now? I don't know. I don't give a shit. Traded in Brian Austin Green, who she had kids with. They were married for 5 years or however long, 10 years. She traded him in for a fucking younger, bigger, better deal, a more cool guy. Oh, he's a rock star. He's a rap star / rock star. Wow, he's making all these cool songs. All the young girls want to fuck him. I want that guy. And she cheats on her husband, divorces him, and jumps on MGK's dick. And now she's in music videos with MGK. Bro, these hoes ain't loyal. They are not loyal. This is the lesson about female nature, man. Men love idealistically, in an egalitarian way, in an unconditional love way. Women love opportunistically, in a conditional, solipsistic way. And if she finds a bigger, better deal, she gonna leave you. Okay? And they cheat like it ain't nothing. Because to them, it's all about what they want, and that's what takes precedent. It's not about the man, it's not about the family, not about the kids. They love in a selfish way. They love in a solipsistic way. And Alex Rodriguez is karma. He's karma. Yeah, you get the guy who's worth $350 million, and he's cocky and confident. He was on steroids. He was a badass in baseball. He's going to be banging 5 new chicks a day. You think he's going to be faithful to you? Come on, he's got a yacht for a reason. What do you think Leonardo DiCaprio's doing on his yacht all day, every day, when he's not acting, when he's not working on a movie? What do you think he's doing all day, every day? He's getting his dick sucked by 5 women at the same time. What would you be doing? You have no access to pussy your whole life until you get famous, you get money, become an actor, you become a sports player, and then all of a sudden every woman wants you. What are you going to do? You're going to get your dick sucked by 3 different women every day. One of them's going to be sucking your dick, the other 2 sucking each ball. Every day, all day, every day. Duh, unless you're just born different, but most of us, we got dicks. We don't have access to sex. Women lure men through sex to get what they want. It's a cold game, ladies, but you started it. You're the one who put the price tag on your pussy. You're the one who created an environment of scarcity. And now you're mad when the guy cheats. And now you're mad when guys like Chris D'Elia and all the other famous guys, Leonardo DiCaprio, etc., all the guys who use their fame to get laid, that now you're mad and you want to Me Too people and you want to, I mean, come on. Not to justify what Chris D'Elia did, because he, apparently hawked on girls who were 17, 16, 17, which is creepy. That's too young. I mean, even 18, 19 is kind of creepy when you're 30, 31. It's legal, but it's kind of creepy. But do I blame them for using their fame to get laid? No, because look at what women do. They use the sex to catch a man, to have power and control over men. I don't care when your own game gets used against you. I don't care. Like, you deserve it. It's karma. But anyway, I just found that out today, so that's an interesting thing for me, because J-Lo is one of the ones I've always talked shit about. Being this diva who made it okay to be a thought, made it all right for all these young women to be thoughts. Is what it is, man. We live in clown world, and this is the result. These people can't stay faithful. They can't stay married. They can't stay in a long-term relationship. Always some bullshit. Now she's 51 and she's gonna find out the hard way, and then she'll make it all about her and, oh, he cheated, and she'll write books about it and claim to be a victim and woo woo woo. They always do. But meanwhile, your clock is ticking. 51, ooh, you're going to be hitting the wall real quick, and you're going to have no one to love you into your old age. Or she'll get with saying. Same with Pamela Anderson. Same thing happened to her, man. Pamela Anderson can't stay. That's what happens when you sleep around. That's what happens when you mess around. You can't stay with anybody. And Pam Anderson hit the wall. I mean, sure, they're rich, so financially they'll be fine. But you don't have love. You don't have the real thing, man. You never did. But anyway, appreciate you guys listening. It's been Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.